humpty old day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off. Animal crackers, I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers, humpty old day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off. Animal crackers, I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers, humpty old day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off. Animal crackers, I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers, humpty old day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off. the old days. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just did all. Animal crackers, bears and tigers haunt the old days. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just did all. Animal crackers, I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers haunt the old days. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just did all. Animal crackers, I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers haunt the old days. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just did all. Animal crackers, animal crackers, I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers, haunt me all day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off. Animal crackers, I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers, haunt me all day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off. Animal crackers, I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers, haunt me all day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off. Animal crackers, I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers, haunt me all day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off. animal crackers. I can't live without animal crackers, bears and tigers on the old day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I...
The brainchild that was brought up over 2 years ago, essentially at this point, has made its dynamic return. Once again, we have You Know It's Fucked Up. But more than that, we have You Know It's Fucked Up with a title. You guys know what's fucked up?
What's fucked up?
Gene Simmons is fucked up.
Welcome, everybody, to the Loki and Jabroni Show, live on a Tuesday night for a change. To the guide, to this guy.
For a little change.
Yeah, for a little change.
We'll still be back on Mondays,
of course
but we had to change a little something up. And to be honest with you, I probably couldn't have done the show yesterday.
Probably, and you're looking a little peaked today, but you're soldiering through. This guy is
Loki.
I'm Jabroni. The man in the box, of course, is
Eddie Focus.
And we are here today with the brainchild of Eddie Focus called Do You Know It's Fucked Up? But this one is a little bit special. We're going to spend a half hour or so on the phone with Bill Starkey, the founder of the Kiss Army, talking about how much Gene Simmons is an asshole.
Well, I think we need to get people up to date first of all.
I don't want to blow our wad too early, but
Right,
go ahead,
right.
bring them up to date.
But
Pew pew pew.
let's just say Gene Simmons once again is in the media, and he is
As he likes to be.
right. Exactly, he loves it there. He is trying to copyright the "I love you" sign. Which
Y'all see this? If you're watching on the live feed, Jimmy Snuka should have fucking patented this, but
he
even
did
then,
both of them. He
right.
did both of them. So and that was one of these things.
This
So,
thing
I mean,
dates back about 110 years to when American Sign Language first came into play as, we all know it as, I love you.
Right.
If you pull your thumb in, that was Ronnie James Dio's bit, but that was in old Italian folklore, the Maloik. Horns up was protection from evil. Horns at you was I'm giving you the evil.
Exactly.
And rock and rollers all over the world, myself to this day, my kid, when
Horns
we take
up.
a picture, man, horns up.
Horns up.
I do it to this guy every time I walk into a room. Like, what's up, brother?
Yeah, horns up, baby. But no, there's your quick little thought, and this is before we get into the conversation. Let that stew in your brain for a little second.
And I'm going to throw a little curveball. I'm going to wait until the end because I know we all go around the table. We got 10 minutes or so, and we say what's on your mind. I'm going to wait till the end. I'm going to make you guys actually pay attention to the end of the show to
Right.
give you what's on my mind.
Absolutely. So let me start it off. Once again, I think we talked about this. Y'all know what's fucked up?
What's fucked up?
What's fucked up?
Rob Gronkowski has done it again.
Yeah, I've heard that.
106K bar tab at Foxwoods' very own Shrine nightclub.
Not a record, but then again, the record was set by the Boston Bruins
Right,
after they
right.
won the
But
cup, and that was
that's-
all 30 of them.
But that's Boston Bruins.
In the
buddy,
meantime, I can't pass a credit check to even go to Shrine.
There
right.
you go.
That's funny. So, I think the grand tally was I think it was 162
Oh, Jesus.
bottles of champagne, 42 bottles of Grey Goose vodka, 160
Which isn't even that great, by
No.
the way.
No.
165 bottles of Maker's
Maker's Mark.
Maker's Mark. Thank you. There's my dyslexia.
That's
kicking in
okay.
again.
Mine kicked over yours, so we took care of it.
This is pretty cool. 21 shots of Fireball.
So he had a gay guy with him. Oh,
he's-
triggered. Sorry. I'm not looking for the warning, Ed.
And last but not least, I believe it was like 14 or 15 mixed drinks of various varieties. $106,000
Oh my God.
just pretty much essentially pissed away.
And I think Ed said it best before we went hot. did nobody learn anything from Hammer?
No.
No.
Pissing your money away.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Cripes, Gronk, donate $106,000 to the Loki and
But how-
Jabroni show, bro.
How many of those people were actually his friends, and how many of them just kind of showed up?
I would
And you're Gronkowski. Everybody knows who you are. You're in New England.
I would say 5 people
Yeah.
were his actual.
well, you know what they
friends.
say, Gronk is more fun drunk. So
And that's why he's
you know,
probably a better player.
He's fun when he's not sober.
he's
Right.
fun when he's not sober. My bad. So yeah.
What kind of fucked up shit?
But I'll tell you what, man, you got to give it to him. I mean, he does. He's got a good time every time he makes the media. It's usually something like this.
If it's not
you know?
WrestleMania, it's drinking his ass off at Fox.
Let's put
Yeah.
this into perspective too. That was just the tab.
Yeah.
Imagine how much he had to throw down for tip.
Oh yeah, true.
So and you know, if he's a celebrity, if he just puts down the standard 10-15%, they're gonna look at him like he's cheap.
Oh,
Wait,
it'll come-
so-
it'll come
Time out.
back.
Offsides clipping. Now think about that. Do the math. 10 to 15% of 106,000. I would not bitch one bit.
Yeah.
10% is $10,000. Like,
You-
oh
yeah.
shit, a $10,000 tip. I just bought me a car. Fuck you. Thank you. Bye.
I mean, I hope he tipped well.
You would
That's
like
a
to
lot of
think
liquor.
so.
There's a lot of liquor for if any of them were
Well,
important people, a lot
Right.
of holier than thou elitist
Right.
douchebags. You
Right.
know?
Right.
Exactly.
So,
no,
but
and the
he
thing-
paid someone's rent.
And the thing about that is, I brought up the Bruins story from 2011. They tipped 30%, and it was a combination of 3 waitresses that kept shoveling all this alcohol at the Bruins, and it was $120,000. So 30% is what, 36 grand.
Yeah.
So each chick walked away with $12,000. Half their year was just made.
Oh, absolutely, can't beat about it. But they did say they don't know if Gronk fronted the whole bill. He's friends with Flo Rida, and I guess Flo Rida was at the Shrine, so that was you know,
I don't think Flow Rider pays for drinks at Shrine.
I'm pretty sure he doesn't.
Yeah. Well, because he's always there.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's
So-
always yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is about Shrine, but rappers love Shrine.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm not gonna rag on Shrine too much because some acquaintances of mine or colleagues of mine from Volume Productions throw events there all the time, and Shrine's been pretty generous. So
I've never been
yeah.
in there. I've heard about it. I hear it's a nice
It
place.
is nice. It is
yeah,
nice.
yeah. I haven't been in there
but
myself.
if you're a professional ball player of any of the sports, hockey, baseball, basketball, football, I'd even throw the soccer team that nobody goes and watches. Chances are you're going to end up at Foxwoods or Mohegan at one of the main clubs, and you're going to throw a lot of money around.
Yeah, Shrine has. It's one of those places where Shrine has not allowed one of the DJs that was booked to play there to go in because he wasn't wearing a collared shirt.
What?
Like that's how serious they are.
They
They have a certain upscale clientele, and they're also a sushi bar. I don't know if you know that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're also a sushi bar.
Speaking,
I want to go. It's nice. We'll have to get Loki a haircut first, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to meet the
obviously.
criteria. Speaking of sushi, before you go on,
ahead.
I hate to say it, but if you're in the southeastern Connecticut area and you want to come out on July 1st, please do. Tokyo Sushi celebrates its 2nd anniversary, and it's the night of Lady J's birthday from Viking Entertainment,
Yeah.
and it's going to be one grand fucking spectacular party. Come out. The guys from L&J are going to be there. It's going to be Lady J's birthday. It's going to be the 2-year celebration of Tokyo Sushi. You can't beat that. But
No,
you
no.
can the night before.
that's not how you get them there.
How do you get him there?
Full menu all night.
Oh, yes. Big plus. Big plus.
I love that, dude.
Yeah,
And the
full
night,
menu all night.
The night before, and we're still trying to figure out logistics, Loki and I will be accepting our Connecticut Hall of Honor award, whatever it is. I
Yep.
don't care if it's a piece of paper with my name written on it. I'm thrilled.
And crayon.
Crayon, magic marker, blood. I don't care. That's just that makes me believe even more in what we started, and all the doubters and haters can kiss our ass.
Exactly.
It's gonna say something like "Thanks for participating," and
Oh,
Jabroni's
no,
gonna lose
no,
his
Yeah,
mind.
participation.
His eyes
award.
gonna go red, and the trigger warning's gonna go off in his head.
No, you can't do
It'll be
that to
over.
me.
It'll be over.
So Ed, we got 5 minutes. Something on your mind before we call our fantastic guest?
Absolutely, and I'm pissed.
I know you are, but save the big shit for later. We got
All
a
right,
lot.
I'll-
We got a lot. Give
I'll
us
hold
something you're a
off on
little
that.
pissed about.
Hold on. Well, something I'm a little pissed about. Ooh,
Yeah.
something I'm a little pissed about. Okay, yeah, there's something I'm a little pissed about. So Amazon has bought Whole Foods,
I heard.
Yes.
and Verizon bought Yahoo.
Yep.
Yep.
And there's a greaseball little politician that's like, "Oh my God, we got to break up Amazon." why?
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I don't know if you've ever been to a Whole Foods. They have like it's like an all natural organic food store,
And they have some of the best organic beer selections you will ever
right.
find
They
anywhere.
do. They have organic soda, stuff like that. I've actually bought this soda there before called Gus. It's a novel concept, less sugar.
Ooh,
Wow.
kind of like my tasty Diet Dr Pepper right over here.
And if you've been to one, of course, you know that the price tag is kind of hefty being that kind of store. You know,
Right.
it's a niche store.
Right.
And their Whole Foods business model was kind of failing them. Like, they report losses. So Amazon picked them up because they're trying to get in the grocery business. This is going to make Whole Foods cheaper for everybody.
Which would be great.
Well, it'd be fantastic.
Except for the
Because
people
a lot-
that put the money in their pockets.
Right,
And I think
right.
that's where Ed's going with this, is that some jackass sitting in a $42,000 a week fucking office and be like, no, we must jack up the prices because I need another fucking villa in Aspen or some bullshit like that.
Absolutely.
Well, the idea is they. All right, I am not going to hate on Amazon. I like Amazon, and you know, Amazon's done some good things, and they've made a lot of things cheaper for people. You know, and this whole thing, like, oh, we need to break up Amazon because they're unfair to like smaller businesses or whatever. It's I forget what they call.
What is
What's
it?
that? When they're trying to keep a monopoly.
Oh, yeah.
Antitrust laws.
Antitrust laws, yeah.
Antitrust laws. First of all, Amazon is not a monopoly.
No.
They don't buy every business. They don't have a monopoly on any business. So it just kind of annoys me. And Verizon buying Yahoo. Yahoo is a failing search engine.
It's unfortunate.
Some people
but yeah.
will lose their jobs, yes, but most of them will
Well,
keep them
you know,
because Verizon is buying Yahoo.
Before I dial up the phone and get our guest on the line, Yahoo is good for a lot of things. Like, I used to, when I was working in an office, Yahoo News, and they would give you, seriously, some of the best news. Washington Post, New York Times. They would just pow, 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 pow.
Yeah, Yahoo's a good aggregator for that stuff.
Yeah. And
Google still hasn't quite got it right.
No, and their sports, let me tell you, Yahoo Sports. If you're a sports guy like me or like Loki, you go to Yahoo Sports to find the real news, not this fluff piece like Matt Ryan bought a car. Nobody gives a fuck. Matt Ryan goes to camp 3 weeks early and is bringing the wide receiver, and they're getting the real good hard news. They are the ESPN of the internet.
Yahoo also used to be the best damn game of pool.
Oh, without question. They used to have, and I can't remember, it floated to Facebook in the infancy, but they had the little ass kicker game where you put your friend's face on the thing and you kick their ass.
I think Yahoo's big issue was they oversaturated their site. So some people kind of went to Google, but Google's never quite got the news thing down, no matter how many times I try to customize it.
Right. And one of the comments from the Peanut Gallery says, Gronk says, don't believe everything you read. And there's a link here. So, guys, when the feed is over, go back and find Kerry's comment. Read the comment. But, hey, it's kind of like out there, Gronk. You were there. There's a tab. It's already floated through the internet with your signature on it that says, hey, I just blew $106,000 freaking dollars on alcohol. Look, I feel bad, kind of, when I drop $100 on alcohol. I get hollered at if I drop $50 on alcohol. My trip to Maine, I brought home $200 worth of beer that we all sat around and tried, and it was for a good cause because I was told I could do it. And bada bing, there we were. But at the end of the day, $106,000. That could have gone to Boys and Girls Club. That could have gone to the GoFundMe for Gage Stevens, which I will mention at the end of the show. If you do not know about it, when this is over, go to the Loke and Jabroni Show Facebook page. It is pinned to the top. This little boy was born without a bone in his leg. That is very important. He's going to need a lot of medical help, but we'll talk about that later. Another comment from the Peanut Gallery says, I'm pissed I wasn't there. Dude, I'm there with you. Because I wouldn't mind like $200-300 in Crown Royal from Gronk. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? This is the part where I excuse myself from Facebook, and I'm going to pick up this phone, and we're going to call our guest du jour for the night to lead off Do You Know What's Fucked Up? So as we said earlier in the show, Gene Simmons is an asshole. He really is. Bill, are you there?
Yes, I'm there. How are you?
Good. Welcome, everybody. This is Bill Starkey. Back in 1831, he started the KISS Army, the original KISS Army.
At least you got it right and didn't call me Mike Sharkey.
Oh, Mike Sharkey. I heard that story. I'm going to leave that for another time. But welcome again, Bill. Bill's been on a couple different times. He was here for Mystery Science Theater 3000 with Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park.
History Science Theater.
My mistake. See, that's why you're
a
here.
Very popular episode, by the way.
That's right. And he was here on a 2-part episode way back in the infancy to talk about the whole Kiss Army thing. And Bill, I reached out to you first. In the news recently is Gene Simmons wanting to put a patent on not just the devil horns, he's putting the whole I love you sign on his patent registration because he's the first one to use it in October of 1974 and this and that and the other thing. You were there. You're the Kiss Army guy. What do you think about this?
Well, I was watching the Today Show the other day, and all of a sudden, they're doing a thing about Kiss. They're talking about the band. And these days, you don't even see a band on the Today Show, a classic rock band like Kiss, unless somebody's passed on.
Right.
So I thought, well, maybe this is what he's trying to do here, because I was shocked. I didn't expect. I mean, I'd heard about it, but I didn't think he would get that kind of coverage. And of course, the people on the Today Show didn't have a feeling about it one way or the other. I will say, as someone who saw the early Kiss shows, I never saw that hand gesture till much later. Gene was doing a lot of audience participation things with his arms and stuff like that. And I remember one time I was there when an interview guy asked him where he got this one deal at, and he said, well, he was watching some ROTC thing, and the soldiers were doing it, so he started doing it. But as far as any hand gestures, I never saw anything like that. But we'll see how far this goes. I mean, at one time, classic rock bands like Kiss in the late 70s, the money was just coming in and rolling in, and things just not like that anymore. And the music business is different. So is it just Gene's way of, I guess, trying to maximize profits, I guess?
Is this really a relevancy thing? Is this just to put his name in the news because they're coming back to the States? They have a tour going on. Is this something that if I piss enough people off, maybe I can get people to buy tickets to the show?
I don't know. I don't know that. I think when I was doing Kiss Army stuff in the early days, Alan Miller, who worked for him, and I was always worried about negative publicity. And Miller told me, he said, any publicity is good publicity. And Miller used to work for Shep Gordon and Alice Cooper, and of course Alice Cooper made a reputation off that. So, but I don't know. I know. I don't say I know Paul Stanley, but I'm not sure Paul Stanley does things that way. I mean, so maybe that's why the two guys are different. But is Gene trying to trademark this? I think he did the publicity thing, but it was like the show I went to, his solo show, that he originally advertised the show on our local radio station as a fan participation event. He said if you could sing, if your kid could sing, or you played an instrument, he'd want you to submit your request to the casino. Mm-hmm. And there was really no place on that website to do it. I go to the show, and really was kind of a disorganized thing where just a lot of fans kept up on stage and did their thing, and it was nothing like the show I saw the other time when a kid actually got up and took the guitar and played Parasite, and it was great. I thought it'd be that kind of a participation type thing, much like they did in the Kiss conventions back in the mid-'90s.
I was about to reference that because I saw one in Providence, Rhode Island, where a little kid got up and played drums to, I think it was Strutter.
Yeah. I was looking forward to something like that. This thing that I went to was somewhat disorganized. I mean, there was people storming the stage, and and a couple times there were a couple women that went on the stage. I actually was afraid for Gene's safety because anybody can go up on that stage and do anything. And I was around when. I mean, I remember what happened to John Lennon. I mean,
right.
And I thought that was pretty scary. And I looked at the security people there, and I thought they were kind of having a hard time figuring out, well, if we had this open stage thing like here, just anybody can come up here at random. And then one of the two ladies told a real sad story about her brother losing both of his legs, and he was a Kiss fan. And I thought, well, am I on a Dr. Phil show here or something? And and then of course Gene wasn't giving out Dr. Phil advice. His advice was just here's a picture and an autograph, and here's the next person. Well, what else can he say?
Because
because somewhat it was embarrassing to some degree, because you don't want to have people come up there and tell their sob stories. And I felt bad for Gene to have to listen to that. But when you open the stage up like that, that's what you get yourself into.
But then again, here's a guy who the last couple tours that I went to, which was 2014, 2012, and 2009, they're giving away those giant golf checks to the Wounded Warrior Foundation, and he says how much he believes in the concept, and these ladies tell their stories like, that's great, here's a picture, beat it.
Well, I mean, I think, I don't know. It was, I thought I felt bad for Gene to have to be kind of subjected to that, because a concert like that to me is a good time. It's something to celebrate and have a good time. I mean, that's the way Kiss shows should be. And to have a couple ladies come up there and tell sad stories was kind of uncomfortable for all of us.
I have a question.
I mean, it is. That's what happens when you open the stage like that. I'm glad I went. I'm glad I went, but I won't go again. And I mean, it was. You got the Gene humor. I mean, and honestly, I know you're starting the same way saying Gene's an a-hole, but Gene's a good guy, and he's actually a very funny guy. And I got some Gene humor at the concert. But you're gonna get that kind of Gene humor if you watch Family Jewels. The gay jokes, the marriage jokes, the sex jokes, and of course the proverbial downloading is bad jokes. I mean, you're always going to get that kind of stuff. But then he brings a teleprompter. His teleprompter was a piece of cardboard, and each time he would have some guy bring a cardboard up, sit in front of me, and he'd go, "Oh God, I have to play that song next." I mean, it was just kind of I don't know. I found it humorous, but like I said, I wouldn't go again.
And see, I've watched some of those videos that have come through, obviously YouTube, people privately videoing, and I don't know what the protocol was at these shows. What I do know is I've watched some of these shows. He's going through the motions. Here, let me play something from Asshole or my 78 solo album. I'm obviously going to play Dr. Love, yada, yada, yada. Between that, going through the motions deal, and trying to trademark a hand signal that predates Gene Simmons by easily 50 years, I'm a guy who's got Gene Simmons' face tattooed to my left leg. I love the guy that much. I've always been such a huge Kiss freak, and just recently on this show I said, you know what? My next move is to get it freaking covered up with flowers or a dolphin or something, because I just can't take it. Every time he says something stupid in the news, whether it's about Prince or the hand symbol or what have you, I'm the guy who's getting bombarded. I'm sure you would have gotten the same in 1978 if the cell phone was invented, and same here with me in the 80s if the cell phone was invented, where they're saying, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? How do you feel now? This is your freaking hero. He was one of my heroes.
I get that about Kanye.
I mean, he's like I said, Gene's a good guy. I mean, a lot of that, especially, I've always kind of been somewhat annoyed when he goes on to do his interviews, and he has to do this wrestling shtick. Like, well, we've sold this many albums and we've done that, and he doesn't realize that. Then I meet people sometime at a party, and they'll say, well, I never met the guy, but I didn't like what I heard on a certain particular show. What I'm like, and I say, well, that's just all for radio. I said, he's not really like that. I mean, he's selling a product. It's and that's the difference between him and Paul Stanley, and that's fine. I mean, if everybody in the band was exactly alike, it'd be pretty boring. So I don't know how far this trademark thing will go. I really think 80% of it was just to get into the news. I don't know how he could get any kind of residuals out of it. I mean, I don't know.
What is he going to do? Is he going to stalk my Facebook, and every time me and my daughter throw up that sign in a picture, which we do often, is he going to come to my house? Excuse me, I'm going to need $5 from you.
You'll get a cease and desist letter from Facebook.
I've heard funny legends or tales that people have told me that he goes on eBay and he looks for bootleggers and all that in his free time.
I don't doubt that at all.
I don't know. I mean, but I do have one kind of sad story. I mean, when he was doing the Indy Racing League thing here in Indianapolis, and my brother, who was kind of on the fence about being a fan anyway, my brother thought he'd get his attention by bringing an old 8x10 black and white picture that was very rare of me and Gene back in 1975 at the radio station, and he thought he would get Gene's attention with the picture. Well, instead of getting Gene's attention, Gene lectured him, and he said, "I'll sign this, but I don't want to see it on eBay tomorrow." My brother was done with it. I mean, done. I mean, he's over with it. And I mean, It was kind of sad. And then, I just tried to tell John, I says, well, you must have just caught him on a bad day or something. But
I have to ask. I have to ask because I believe it was Dale Sherman's book almost 20 years ago. I don't know if you read it. Black Diamond, The Unauthorized History of Kiss. You ever
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in that
I'm
book.
in
Oh,
the-
my
the-
God, I
the,
forgot that.
I'm in the first part, I think, of the Kiss Fact book. Dale's a good guy.
Yeah. I remember there's a story in there where they're on a plane somewhere in the mid-'80s, and he's telling people, we played to 500,000 people in Brazil, and Paul Stanley gave him the what for about stop. Just stop. 147,000 people. Let it go. Stop blowing up what isn't. And it just seems that in the 80s, that started with Gene. And I'm sure he's a great guy. I'd love to meet him. I'd love to sit down and have coffee with him because obviously he doesn't drink, or I'd have a beer with him. But
Right.
That explains so much.
wouldn't it? And I just don't understand why. What is the fascination with Bluster, your Kiss? You're 40 years on. People flock to see you. Eddie, go ahead.
Can I comment on that?
You
I think
can.
it's totally ironic that Gene Simmons is like that, because what genre of music is built around that kind of smack talk?
Rap.
And what did he say about rap?
Rap is garbage, and it should be
Gene
leveled.
Simmons is a rapper. Let's
No, but
keep
he
it
has
real.
also come out and said that today's rappers are actually today's rock stars. In other words, that the popular music acts that he sees now don't have the pizzazz that the rock stars did in his day. So, in his opinion, the real rock stars in the year 2017 are actually the rappers. Now, he has said that.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
No, he did. He said in the
and
same
I can
breath.
see his point there as far as the bravado and all.
Sure,
Um,
because I could probably name 5 bands right now that are from the last 10 years, maybe 15 years, that are honest to goodness rock stars. And the rest of them are just Nickelback pap. But
Yeah, oh, yeah.
you can name Flo Rida, Kanye West. I'm not a rap guy, so I don't know a lot of their names. If I could get my 9-year-old over here, she could probably rattle off like
God,
60 of them.
right.
Those
Ed could
wobble rapper dudes, like
Ed,
I
you
hate
could probably rattle off a bunch of names, but again,
only
in that-
good ones.
In that situation, Gene's right. Rappers are the rock stars right now, but your Gene, pardon my French, Bill, you're Gene fucking Simmons. You don't need to put your flag up in the air every time you want to make some publicity because you're coming back to the States and we got this
Yeah,
great
like-
tour and the outfits and the fire and the smoke and the whatnot,
Here's
the greatest
thing.
hits.
We pick on Nickelback all the time, but okay. But what's the lead singer there? Chad
Kroeger.
Chad Kroeger isn't like calling other singers like sucker MCs and crap like that.
No.
Gene Simmons is like he's like that, and it's weird.
Have you ever read one of his books?
Gene Simmons?
Yeah.
No.
Well, if you get
I used to. Here's the thing. He was on Politically Incorrect a lot.
Uh-huh.
I used to watch that.
if you get a chance to read one of Gene Simmons' books, go drink the water in Flint.
He-
that would be easier.
He debated with Gary Johnson, by the way.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. And Bill, you were around him. You knew him as a person. I don't know when your last interaction with Gene actually was, but in your mind, in your opinion, where does this just, I guess, narcissism or megalomania come from? This guy, I have to show people who I am once again.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Again, I still think it's a thing that's done for the media. It's a thing to done.
We're talking about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're talking about it, and like I said, that's what he got on the Today Show over it, and so. And that's a good thing. I mean, lots of times I've had people come up to me and something will come up about me and the Kiss Army, and there'll be somebody in the room and they'll say, "Well, are they still around?" I'm thinking, "Well, yeah." So people don't know that, so I guess he feels it's his. He has to put it out there. So I mean, don't you guys think it's odd that he's touring with his band and really Kiss is just playing select cities?
Mm-hmm.
I just think that's kind of different. I don't know. I mean,
See, this is the thing that gets me. This is the thing that gets me. Like, okay, so Kiss, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, all of them, they're at that point in their career where all they have to be is artists. They'll still record, they'll write some good songs, and they won't be hits. Gene is not getting there yet. Like when I saw him do that Firestarter thing, I was like, "You got to be kidding
That
me!"
was 13 years ago, and
Yeah.
he was trying to put himself at the front page of popular music.
Right.
You're Gene. Again, I'm gonna say it like I mean it. I got the guy's name. I got the guy's face tattooed to my leg. You are Gene fucking Simmons. Your name, the band's name, the face paint, the fireworks, the greatest hits. You throw in a curveball every now and again. That sells the show. Nobody, and I'll say this right now, with all due respect to, say, Mike Brandvold, who was going to be here tonight. That's my fault, guys. If you were waiting for Mike Brandvold, I apologize. We had Bill Starkey lined up too. Everything's copacetic. Here he is. He's a good guy. He's an Indiana boy. Go Hoosiers.
By the way, Bill, we've decided today you're guest co-host. You've been on the show too many times.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to hear Mike's opinion because he's the perfect marketing business mind to talk to about this kind of stuff, and he's actually helped more with Gene in business terms than I have. Well, so I can't imagine what Mike's got to say about it, but I mean, I enjoyed Gene's show when I went to it because he's not going to joke with you on stage when he's in his demon costume, as he did this way, and I've always found him quite funny, and I mean, he was even poking fun at the fans, and I don't think the fans realized that they were kind of being made fun of, but it's no harm. I mean, the highest ticket was $75, the lowest ticket was $30. I mean, if he was asking $150 to go to this thing, I might have been a little upset, but like I said, I got what I wanted out of it.
It also might have been a half haul if he asked for $150.
Well, I mean, I heard guys on the front row had paid a lot of money, which would have upset me if I was in the front row because a lot of the people that were getting on stage weren't on the front row. They were just sitting on the front of the security barrier just waiting for Gene's next, request. Well, I need 4 girls over here and 4 girls over here.
Lord.
I need 10 guys. And these people would storm the stage, and I'm like, wow. And his only stipulation was, no, don't bring your drinks up here.
Okay.
Well, it didn't matter. Hell, some of them were drunk as it was anyway. But, I mean, it was okay. But, like I said, nobody played guitar. No kids came up and sang. None of that stuff. I mean, it was just like he wanted to get it over with, and I don't know. So,
Bill, I get the humor, and I get all that. I watched every episode of Family Jewels. I did.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be. I enjoyed it.
Well, Shannon tweets pretty hot.
I'm sitting here right here. If you guys are on the live feed, you see my little shot glass that says Kiss Army right here, a little tip of the hat to Bill. I get all that, and I've been a part of this, not quite as long as you have, but when I was 7 years old is when I got indoctrinated into the Kiss Army, if you will, the Kiss world or the Kiss universe, however you want to put it. And there's always, it just seems to come down to Gene. Whenever there's a defense of the band, not so much the music, but of their speaking. Paul Stanley is very matter of fact. He is. He's very low key, but even Paul speaks in a circle sometimes. If you watch some of his stuff from the last 10 years, he kind of talks in a circle. Hey, Paul, what do you think about the current crop of heavy metal? Well, I'm just thinking that, Kiss did, and I get it. But Gene just comes out and says, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you, fuck your mom, and Kiss is the greatest, and eat my ass. And that's what gets me is that you are, again, I'm going to say it, you are Gene fucking Simmons. You don't need to do this. And the whole hand gesture thing, to me, and I saw somebody shared it online, the copyright or the patent, whatever, what is he? He's trying to patent.
Yeah, it would have to be a patent.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, I don't think you can legally patent something like that.
I don't think you can because somebody in response said, well, here's the Beatles album where John does it in reverse. He's got the back of your hand, but with the same hand symbol. It's just not forward.
You know what's funny? You're a parent. You know this. Newborn babies, that's usually one of the first things they figure out how to do with their fingers.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like that's the first. It's a natural hand gesture.
Mm-hmm. And going back, and I referenced Dale Sherman's book earlier, and I'm going to share this video with Dale when it's over because I'm friends with him. He mentions in very early interviews, and Bill, you might remember this, well, the hand gesture I got from Doctor Strange, and if you turn it this way, it's Spider-Man, and it's this and that. He basically admitted in 1978 or 1982 or whenever he did this interview that I stole this. I just don't get it. The bluster needs to go. You're 67 years old. You can just walk into anywhere. Walk into a restaurant. I'm Gene Simmons. They're going to get you the
I'm
best table.
I'm going to address the elephant in the room. You do realize this makes Gene Simmons a patent troll.
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If he's
Well, it's funny that you guys are talking to me about trademarks. Me of all people, the guy with the Kiss Army.
Right.
I mean, come on. I get jokes about that.
I don't know.
Trademarks, copyrights, or whatever.
Right.
You know.
I don't know who bought me this shot glass, but every time I look at it, Bill, I think of you.
Oh well, I'm shocked because I never wrote a Kiss song or whatever. But let me throw this one out there for you guys.
But you can patent a fan
maybe
club.
You wonder about Gene taking credit for things. I think, what about all the stuff that Kiss, that a lot of people borrowed from Kiss through the years that Gene probably felt they didn't get credit for? Well,
definitely
the other
Motley Crue.
bands,
Definitely.
fan
Oh,
clubs.
easily.
I think Kiss was the first band to do a meet and greet. Now everybody does it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look at it from that perspective. Maybe Gene always felt that there was a lot of stuff Kiss did that they never got true credit for. I've always told people, and I'm pretty unbiased about this. I mean, I went to see U2 Friday night in Louisville, the stadium. I'll go see a lot of different acts, but when it came to stage shows, Kiss perfected it.
Oh, I
And
always.
everybody does them now.
Definitely.
Oh, well, last year, not this February, but the February prior, my girlfriend and I went and saw Garth Brooks in Worcester, Massachusetts. And there's fire and there's flames and all this. And she goes, "Isn't this great?" I'm like, "Yeah, I Kiss did it better." And she looked at me with a kind of an offside glance. And I'm like, "Don't forget, Garth Brooks grew up on Kiss."
Oh, yeah, he always gives Kiss credit.
And she says, "Oh, that makes sense now." And every time the fireworks went off and boom, slap, bam, thank you, Worcester, good night, or whatever. There was a
What's
nod
that
to
alter
Kiss.
ego he was doing? Gaines?
Chris Gaines?
Chris Gaines.
That
That
was-
was him tapping into his rock and roll
Right.
fetish. So it's
another nod to Kiss.
yeah, I mean,
So I just feel Gene's just thinking of situations where the band, people borrowed stuff from the band and they never got any kind of recognition for it, because it all goes back to like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame stuff. When I told people, they asked, well, do you think Kiss should have gone on in their music? And I said, well, not as much as their music. Kiss should go in because they were a cultural phenomenon that influenced so many other people to pick up a guitar.
The
They may not have
influence.
played Kiss music, but, you know,
here's the thing though, like real like culture warriors are going to know this stuff. You know, that's the thing. You can't expect the casual listener, casual fan of Kiss to really dig into these things.
Right,
you know?
and I'll agree with that. And you can look at all these Scandinavian black metal bands, or you can look at King Diamond, or you can look at Motley Crue, like you mentioned earlier, with the face paint and this and that. And going forward, when Kiss started to get real glammy in that whole, what I know everybody calls it that, but it's the B. Arthur stage, where they wore the glittery bullshit. Here comes Poison. Another big influence of theirs was Kiss. Going into the 90s, Smashing Pumpkins. Who's one of their big influences? Kiss. You go, it trickles back, and it wasn't until the 90s where everybody started to come out and say Kiss was a big influence, because in the 80s, Kiss was a dirty word. But now we're here in 2017, where if you say Kiss, people go, cool, Kiss, rock and roll. Oh, shit, I should not put up that hand gesture.
Here's the thing, though.
I don't want to do that.
Here's the thing, though, to go back to my point earlier. This is the era where I call it the MTV Unplugged era, where Gene Simmons and Stanley should be doing acoustic nights.
They already did it, 22 years ago.
Well, that's what I'm
great.
saying. That's what I'm saying. But this is like that era for them to just be artists.
They do it before
know?
the shows. They have a special acoustic little gimmick, and if you go on the cruise, anybody wants to go on the Kiss cruise, my girlfriend wants me to go. I get seasick. Fuck that.
Well,
but they do an acoustic
yeah,
gimmick.
Here's the thing: if they stuck with that as opposed to this shock trolling, and it's what it is. It's trolling. Gene Simmons is trolling the culture right now.
To me, and I agree with you 100%, and we'll ask Bill in just a second. To me, this whole thing by Gene Simmons to patent the hand signal, and I know Bill talked about the show he went to. We talked about it in depth on the phone. I think it was a week ago Wednesday. There's just... You're coming back to the States. We're doing maybe 20 shows. All you have to do, like Channel 3 here in Hartford did, I don't know how long ago they played here. I wake up every morning. I turn on CBS News. I'm getting ready. I'm tying my tie. And it's like, here comes Kiss. And it's going to be the Rock the Nation, Freedom to Rock bullshit tour of the year. And they're having whatever bullshit band open for them. That's all you need, because the name itself has lasted, what is it now, 2017? 43 years.
2 generations.
It's like the Stones. Mick Jagger doesn't have to go out and say, well, I invented the duck face, I'm going to patent it, and every chick on fucking Snapchat has to pay me money. Horse shit. Now Gene Simmons is doing exactly the same thing. For what? It comes down, for me, to one word: publicity. Bill, I'd like to know what you think.
Well, you're right. It is publicity. Like I said, they're trying to, or at least Gene probably feels that he's never gotten enough credit for all this stuff Kiss has helped influence in part of rock culture, and maybe this is just his way of just reminding people that, hey,
I know, but to be
came
fair,
up with this, and
I cringe.
I don't really think it's as much as for money as much as it's for PR.
See, I cringe when people call Elvis the king of rock and roll, as Chris will attest.
I know, we've had this
I think Chuck Berry is the king of rock and roll, so nobody gets credit for things that they do, or all the credit.
But then, we'll go back. For every Beatles, there's the Stones.
Right.
For every Chuck Berry, there's an Elvis. For every Kiss, there's an Alice Cooper. For every Motley Crue, there's a Poison. There's always the counterbalance, and it's just a matter of sticking up for what you believe in. I'm at a point at almost 45 years old with a tattoo on my leg, and I've been a card-carrying, flag-waving, at times makeup-wearing member of the Kiss Army who is about to say,
I've seen him.
Fuck you, Gene Simmons. I can't do this anymore because it just smacks so much of sensationalism.
But you can separate the artist from the art.
I tried to, but
So
this situation, it's really hard.
Trolling, pure trolling.
And Chris, I'm not going to try to apologize or anything. I mean, as a fan, you paid your dues, and I guess it's up to Gene to come clean with people like yourself. Because I mean, I don't know what else to say.
What's the famous quote, Bill? We're the bosses. He just works for us. Do you remember?
And you know what? You'll pay. Gene will pay through your participation in regards to what you're willing to spend on Kiss products, I guess.
Oh man, guys.
I mean, it's like I chose to go to this Kiss show with Gene because I liked the reviews. I liked what people said in Cleveland and liked what people said in Philadelphia, and it looked like something different compared to the typical Kiss show. And new stuff, and more laid back, more fan participation. I thought, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I mean, I don't have anything else going on. It's a Friday night. School's out. I'll drive up to Anderson, Indiana, and lo and behold, it's what I saw. So, I mean, you pay with your dollars. I mean, Kiss has got this huge show coming up in Chicago, and I mean, it sounds good. It's a 3-day event, but I don't know. I mean, it just all depends.
I think we should be clear. Nobody on this show is saying that Kiss should be boycotted or anything.
Absolutely not.
But you definitely should be critical.
Look, I'll be honest, Ed. If I heard that right down here at Mohegan Sun Arena, just a skip away from where we are, Kiss, September, whatever, here they come, I will knock my mother over to go to the show, and it will be my 45th Kiss show, and I wear that like a badge.
This is what,
but at the
I'm
same
assuming,
time, how much is too much?
I'm assuming Kiss still sells shows.
Oh yeah,
so
sold out
doesn't
every
even
time.
Need to do this.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like that's why I'm saying I think it's just trolling. That's all. And actually, Bill, I wanted to ask you a question. Like, how much of this is Gene Simmons the person? And how much of this is Gene Simmons, the reality star?
Oh, it's all reality star.
Because
it's all reality star.
That's why I have trouble believing it.
I mean, I know it sounds funny to say this, but I don't know. Gene's I don't know. My experiences with Gene have always been a really, positive experience. I mean,
I'm sure.
Do you guys remember the NPR thing he did with the girl and
oh yes,
with Fresh Air? All that thing was horrible. My mother called me the day that was. I heard your Gene Simmons was on, and if you listen to that, I mean, I laughed about it, but a lot of people were really offended. And I think if he had to do it over again, he probably wouldn't have done it. But it's happened. It's over with and whatever. But when I heard that, I thought that's not my experiences with Gene,
right.
But.
And that's why you're the guy we call.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm not being the apologist. I'm just saying that I just think most of this stuff is for publicity, and it gets some recognition. I mean, they got a concert coming up in Chicago. They're playing select shows, and he's playing a lot of cities with this band of his. So he's in. Like I said, he got on the Today Show. So who knows where else he got on?
And one of the things about all of this, whether it's the hand gesture or the things he said about Prince, or you can go back a couple years earlier about Robin Williams. Gene cannot put the toothpaste back in the tube. Once you've squeezed it, it squoze, brother. You cannot take back what you've said. And that goes to a lot of people in a lot of realms of life. Once you say it, it's out there. And
I can't imagine what it's like when Paul Stanley hears that stuff and like cringe, like, oh my God.
Bill, I don't know how much you have to do with Twitter at all.
No, not hardly at all.
Okay, I'm a Twitter guy. I just recently, in the last couple of years, came back onto the Twitterverse, and we use it for the show. And to watch after Gene said what he said about Prince, and then Paul comes and says, hey, what Gene says doesn't necessarily reflect what I say, and then Shannon jumps on him, and then Paul jumps on Shannon, and it's like, oh, there's trouble in paradise. No, there isn't. These are three individuals, much like on this show, there's three individuals who... We work together. We don't always agree, but when we do agree, we're going to just go forward and blaze a trail. In this situation, Paul said, well, you know what? I'm not going to buy what Gene says. I'm just going to say he's wrong. It doesn't reflect what I think. And then Shannon said, how can you do that? You're such a bad partner. He's like, yeah, I'm such a bad partner. How's your house, by the way?
Well, that's reality, too.
Come on.
Guys. I mean,
softcore porn pays.
Well, yeah, her movies were great if you're 21 and single.
But, like I said, when Gene comes out and says this stuff, I mean, it's for publicity, but maybe he doesn't realize he alienates people like yourself and other fans. I've read a lot of stuff where people were really upset about it, but I don't know. I guess it takes a lot to get me upset these days because, I don't know, it just does. I mean, as I get older, I get more mellower because – I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's not worth getting worked up over. But it is nice to discuss it and to hear what other fans think. Like I said, Chris, when I hear your dedication and all that stuff, it makes me amazed at some of the people in the KISS Army and the things they go through for their devotion for the band is just incredible.
It's nuts. Ed, you had a point.
Well, from my point of view, I'm not the huge KISS fan or anything. My experience with Gene Simmons is just, when he's been on TV and was arguing with Governor Gary Johnson on how we should have designated heroin areas for people to shoot up and die.
Well, ain't that crazy?
I was like, it's a bit extreme. But from my point of view, like I mentioned with patent trolls and everything, like there are people, like there's somebody that was suing Adam Carolla because they claimed to have a patent on episodic content. And this just kind of puts Gene Simmons in that kind of cesspool, and that's what I find like very disappointing, especially for someone who's like at a level where he doesn't need to do that. Like I'm sure he could have easily called the Today Show and say, hey, I got something new, I want to talk about it. They probably would have had him on there. I don't think he needs to go to these extreme lengths.
I'm going to point back to 2003. We had Mike Riccardi, who authored the book Just a Thought Away about the Station nightclub fire, and I was just at the Station nightclub memorial in
2003. Wow.
Yeah, it's that long ago. They
weren't on the show in 2003, though.
Who, KISS? No, but they were on CNN 2 days later talking about pyrotechnics, and they called on KISS, and they said, hey, Gene, Paul, you're the masterminds of KISS. Everybody knows it. Look, if you don't know Gene and Paul lord over KISS, read a book. Do something.
Well, they are KISS.
They are, basically. And Tommy
KISS
and Eric,
KISS and whoever else is in the band.
Tommy and Eric, as much as I love them as musicians, they're employees. But they call on Gene and Paul, and they say, hey, let's talk about pyrotechnics in a concert scene. And they did a really great 6-minute bit with Connie Chung, I believe, and it was very well spoken, very well thought out, and it wasn't like, buy the new record and there'll be no talk of Vinnie Vincent anywhere, and none of that. It was straight to the point, and they came off well. Now, you go a couple years later where they had a lull. They weren't sure. Paul was angry at this guy, and Gene was angry at Paul, and Paul was angry at Gene, and Shannon hated everybody, and whatever. And they come back on the road in about 2009 with the Sonic Boom Tour. Everybody's on board. Everything's great. Now you have the internet is growing at that point. Now the internet is everywhere. You can't go 35 feet without somebody saying something about somebody else, and it's a pisser, and yada, yada, yada. And when it's two band members doing the same thing against each other, that's a pain in the ass. And I think that's, unfortunately, a world that Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons, as the founders and leaders of KISS,
because they own all the trademarks,
right?
right?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
They're stuck with each other no matter what for at least 30 years.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All bands have had that though. Lennon McCartney, Keith Richard, and Mick Jagger.
Amen.
Pete Townsend, Roger Daltrey. All these great bands. There's going to have two people in the band that are polar opposites, very strong personalities, but that's what makes those bands successful. So it's no different. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things. Like I said, I feel bad if you with your devotion to the band and how that will affect things, but that's something Gene's going to have to deal with. He does have strong opinions about drug abuse and things like that, and he's entitled to it, but it's just the way he delivers it, I think, that
his
turns
messaging
people
is
off,
terrible.
whether it be
That's
about that
when-
or depression or...
And Ed made a great point. The way he delivers the message is just
Right.
so outright. There's
terrible.
no other word used than fucked. It
Yeah.
really is. It really is. Bill, real quick, final thoughts as a member of as the founder, let's be honest, of the Kiss Army. Where does the band go from here after all this controversy?
Well, I don't say this is all this controversy. I think it's usually just Gene being Gene. You still got three other guys out there that are going on and around and doing things that are, are that aren't getting in that kind of publicity. It's going to be quite interesting to see what's going to come out with the band after this year. I mean, they're playing a few shows. The interesting thing is Gene's playing his shows, so if you get a chance, go out and see it and come to your own conclusions what you think. And but you've been forewarned by me what you could expect. So,
Right.
I don't know. I'm probably not the person to ask as far as where does the band go from here. I mean, it's going to be a sad day for myself and others when they're not doing anything. You
Right.
know. So, but I'm more of a sucker for stuff like the written Kiss stuff and things like that. And,
Oh, sure.
more than the shows. Something would have to be quite different for me to want to go to the shows. I think, because people, and then they said they're trying. And I've had people bug me about the cruise, and the cruise is awesome. And like I say, anytime Kiss fans can get together and celebrate Kiss, it's a wonderful experience. But it's always at a bad time of the year for me because I'm at school and
Right.
and my job is different than other people's where I just can't save up my vacation time. So, but like I said, anytime Kiss fans get together and celebrate, it's a good thing. And I feel bad for your situation and for those people that Gene may have offended with this trademark thing. But things go on, and what else can you say?
Knowing what I know of Gene Simmons, I don't think you'll ever see the end of Kiss because I'm almost certain he'll franchise it out to another group of four guys.
Are you saying
to
that,
go around
Are
as
you
Kiss.
saying that Kiss is going to be Menudo and it continues on for 60 years?
I just think Gene hasn't figured out how to do it effectively yet.
Okay. Fair
I'm
enough.
convinced.
Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Bill Starkey. He founded the Kiss Army. He is a fantastic friend. I appreciate him every day of my life. Bill, thank you so much for your time.
And thank you guys, and say hi to Mike Bramble for me, would you please?
Absolutely. As soon as I get to talk to him, I will.
All right. Have a good night.
Thanks, you too, Bill.
Bye-bye.
But from the front lines, seriously, I mean, he's
Yes.
got a lot more insight to Gene Simmons than anyone else other than Mike Brandvold, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. He had himself, we booked him kind of, but we couldn't get everything down, so don't get down on him. That was my fault. I didn't get all my particulars involved, so Mike's not going to be here tonight. Mike does want to talk about this, and he will, but to hear Bill Starkey, who was there in the 70s, right there next to Gene, next to Paul,
Been
and
here
if you
there
want to
the
go
whole time.
Peter and Ace, yeah, it's just how much do you want to just seek the fucking spotlight that you gotta do shit like this?
Would you dare to say Bill Starkey built Kiss?
No, I would say Bill Starkey had a hand in building Kiss.
I'm gonna go to a concert just to hold up a sign that says #Free Starkey.
Oh, nice. I'll be right next to you with a hashtag Brandvold is a tool. And that's not because he couldn't appear, because that's a 3 sides of the coin joke. Guys, go find 3 sides of the coin on iTunes and tell him I sent you. But seriously, there's just something about this that strikes me as megalomaniacal and narcissistic. When like somebody
It's trolling.
Exactly.
That's
like,
all it is. It's trolling.
When somebody attacks somebody else for no other reason than I got a fucking axe to grind. And let's go to Gene Simmons. I don't know if he had an axe to grind with Prince. I don't know. They shared a couple women from what I understand. But Prince dies. Mm-hmm. And nobody knows the tox. The tox wasn't in. It took, 8 weeks for the tox to come back? 3 weeks in, there's Gene Simmons. Oh, he was a drug addict, and he was this, and he was that, and that's when the whole Paul Stanley, Shannon Tweed, Gene Simmons Twitter war started, because you're operating on half the info. And when I say you're operating on half the info, it means you have to sometimes go to the source. If I got a problem with Ed, I go to Ed. If I got a problem with Mike, I go to Mike. If you guys got a problem with me, you come to me. You go to the source.
I think
and with Gene Simmons, he's just so narcissistic and megalomaniacal, and I can't stand it anymore. I've ridden this train for 40 years.
I think Gene was honestly was jealous that Prince was still relevant. And I'm not saying Kiss is irrelevant, but if you put who's more of an icon, Prince or Kiss?
Tough call, and I'm going to tell you why.
People are going to say Prince.
In 2004, I saw both acts.
Mm-hmm.
In 2004, I saw Prince at the Oakdale Theater in Wallingford, Connecticut. Seats about 2,500, 3,000. I saw Kiss, same year, at the, I don't even know, I call it the Meadows. I don't know what the name of it is this week. Corporate sponsor, Meadow Dome, whatever. 22,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that argument's irrelevant. Because do I think both of them should fill up 22,000? Absolutely. I love them both. But for me, there was something about Kiss.
Well, here's the thing with Kiss. This is my point on the Kiss versus Prince thing. Okay, Kiss is everything about rock and roll entertainment, shock rock, whatever. You look at Prince, he's rock, pop, soul, R&B, hip hop, funk,
cripes.
And he kept evolving. I
won't
won't say Kiss evolved that much.
Kiss has about 300 songs. I can name 5 bad songs. Prince has about the same. I cannot name a bad Prince song.
Right. He was just one of those people that was born to perform, born to play, born to compose. And I'm not saying that the guys of Kiss aren't that.
No, I
but
agree.
It's very different.
Guys, I want to apologize real quick. Our partner is...
Loki's not feeling well,
he's under
guys,
the weather,
so,
man,
yeah.
and he said he would give us all he's got. So right now, it's the Focus and Jabroni show, and guys,
and
send your prayers out.
He had one request, and that's for you to go to www.patreon.com/Loki and Jabroni.
Yes, he did.
Donate a little, get extra content, get on the T-shirt plan, which we're working on. T-shirts are coming out soon. I got a list.
Yep. And we just gotta move forward. And I want to mention real quick. I know I mentioned earlier before Ed gets into. I know this is going to be lengthy, and without Loki here, we're going to have to carry that point because it is. It's going to be.
Fine. We can do it.
Yes, we can. We're a team. That's what people don't understand. And then when I get into what's on my mind later on, you're going to find out how much of a team we are. Gage Stevens is a 6-month-old little boy, son of a very good couple that are friends of myself and the Eternal Flame. He was unfortunately born. I don't know. I don't have my gimmick phone in front of me to tell you what his affliction is, but his left leg is missing a fibula, which means he's not going to walk correctly, or if he does, it's going to need a lot of medical help. If you can dig up the GoFundMe, I want to know what
pulling it up now.
Thank you, sir. This is a happy, vibrant little boy. I call him Chub Rock. I love him and he loves me, and we all love him. Emma loves him. Madison loves him. Angela loves him. I love him. Anybody who comes in contact with Gage is just so thrilled to be around this kid. But he can't. This is a very expensive procedure, and he can't do it without your help. So what I'm asking you to do is go to the Loki and Jabroni Show Facebook page. Pinned at the top is the GoFundMe for Gage Stevens. Donate $5, donate $10, donate whatever you want, but let's let this kid lead a normal, healthy, productive life. Go ahead, Ed.
I'll just I'm gonna read the GoFundMe.
Mm-hmm.
Hey everyone, I'd like to introduce you to my Bugs. His name is Gage, and he's the happiest boy ever. This little guy has been such a blessing to everyone he comes in contact with. His smile and laugh can literally turn your worst day around.
Amen.
Unfortunately, Gage is born with a very rare condition called fibular hemiplegia. I apologize for not being able to
Close
say
enough.
that.
You're not a doctor. Don't pretend.
Which means he was born without a very important bone in one of his legs. Without this bone, his legs are uneven. He won't be able to fully support himself, and there are other numerous muscular and tendon issues. Traditional treatment for this condition is to simply amputate the affected leg at the knee, but his parents refuse to let that be his only option. His parents, Ken and Stacy, are two of the most selfless people I've ever met. She has coached girls softball years after giving her all to the girls in our area. She has not only taught them softball, but made them part of her family and teaching them valuable life lessons. Ken has the same infectious smile as Gage and shares it with everyone. They have hosted foreign exchange students for years, and each child that comes and goes stays to be part of their family. Everyone knows that their house and porch are open for anyone, to any kid who needs a popsicle, an ear to listen, a shoulder to cry, a Band-Aid, or even just a last-minute game of hide and seek. We're all about that hide and seek.
Absolutely.
When they go someplace fun, it's never with just their own kids. They welcome any kid who is allowed to go. They are both very proud and hardworking people who would never ask for help like this, but they need it. Gage needs it. Most of this is just going into the disease. I won't go into that too much.
Not necessarily.
Travel expenses, housing, everyday life expenses in the future of astronomical health expenses are looming over this family. My Boog's future holds many surgeries and many tears, Ursula's tearful nights for his mom and dad, brother and sister. I like to ease that pain to them and help bring some smiles, successful treatment surgeries. If anyone deserves and needs our help, it's this one. Any amount of donation will help. Give Gage a fighting chance to save his leg.
Absolutely. And from a personal note, I mean, I coached with Stacy for a couple years. We're friends. Kenny, myself, Angela, Stacy, we're family. Much like Ed and myself and Mike, you know, we're family. And this kid deserves a fighting chance. So if you can find it in your heart to reach out, throw $5, $10, $20, it's very well worth it. Picture yourself. Just close your eyes for just one moment and picture yourself with a child with that malady, and you have nowhere to turn. And this is our chance, guys. This is our chance to help a very wonderful little boy possibly have a fighting chance at a normal life. No amputation, what have you. We want to help this kid. And Chub Rock, man, I know I saw you earlier today. I'm going to see you Saturday before you leave for Florida, because they're moving to Florida. All the good specialists for this particular malady are in Florida. You know, my heart goes out to him. I'm going to miss his little face. I'm going to miss him laughing, because every time I say the word amazing, the kid lights up. I don't know why. I taught him what's up today. What up? And he had a blast.
That is so 90s.
It doesn't matter. The baby laughed, and I made a point. It was great. But, guys, anything you can donate, please do it. Go to the Logan Jabroni Show page. It's the first thing you're going to see. I pinned it to the top of the page. It's going to be there for the next month. Please, donate anything you can. Give this kid a fighting chance.
Donate $1 and share it.
There
and,
you go.
You know, it doesn't have to be a lot of money.
I'm getting fucking emotional, so I'm going to shut up now, and I'm going to turn the microphone over to Eddie Focus, motherfucker, double cheese, double mayo, god damn it.
I was going to say let's take a break.
Okay, we'll take a break. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
And we will return shortly.
Okay. Starkey thing is paying off.
crackers, animal crackers, bears and tigers on the old day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off. Animal crackers, bears and tigers on the old day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off. Animal crackers, bears and tigers on the old day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers won't do. Goodness gracious, I'm no chump.
Watch shows. Animal crackers, bears and tigers on the old day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers, firecrackers
What's going to happen? I'm going to be the asshole no matter what happens.
Goodness gracious, I'm no chump, I just get off.
Hey, be careful. Pay a lot of money, 29.
without. Animal crackers, bears and tigers on the old day. And whenever I am at a swell cafe, say all I order is animal crackers.
Welcome back to this episode of Fuck Lars. I mean,
We went to Gene to Lars. That's awesome.
sorry, rock and roll stars being dicks all look the same to me.
I get you. Hey, guys, just so you know, you look to my left and you see an empty chair. Loki is under the weather. He tried to pull it out. He told us, he was going to try to do this. He's very sick. He will be back next week, so Ed and I are basically walking this episode through. He does send his apologies, and we're just going to go. And that's what we do. We're a team. We pick up for each other. We do this, and now we go to Eddie with his.
Loki has accumulated sick time.
Yeah,
and he's taking a sick day
as well.
We however have not accumulated any sick time.
Not really. I mean, I've been away.
I did the budget.
I've always been on the phone when I'm away, whether I'm at the racetrack or wherever. I'm always on the phone.
I did our budget. We can only afford one sick day every 2 years, so we'll give it to Loki.
Let's be glad that it's him this time. So let's this microphone here.
The week we didn't do a show was bereavement, and this was
for two different people.
Yeah,
so let's do this for Loki. Right?
Yeah,
here.
we're gonna give him the Budweiser cover there.
Right.
But
That's
anyway,
right.
So
what do you got, kid?
as it begins, do you know what's fucked up?
What's fucked up, Ed?
Philando Castile's murder.
Heard about that.
I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say murder.
You can say murder, and why can you say murder, Ed?
Because he was shot and killed by a nervous cop, and this cop just got off.
Mm-hmm. I heard that,
and
I knew you'd have something to say.
Oh yeah, I'm like outraged. Like if there was ever, here's the thing. Like, and we talk about these shootings all the time. Some of them are questionable. Some of them are pretty cut and dry. The Philando Castile one, when you look at it, you hear the information. What little video you saw, it didn't add up, and matter of fact, I had I had copied from an article. I had like the pretty much the series of events that went on in court, but they just released the dash cam footage to show what happened, and we watched that. I don't have it for you folks because it just came out today, so I didn't have time to prepare for it. We just watched it before the show start, and I'll ask you, does it still not add up? As you put Bob Backlund in Loki's chair,
somebody's got to sit next to me. So might as well be.
I'm working the board, man.
2-time former heavyweight champion and Logan Jabroni Show guest, Bob Backlund.
Bob Backlund.
He's not going to say much this week, anyway.
No.
But you were saying about the video. Are you
after watching the video? Like things still don't add up. I'm sorry, they don't. Like he gives him 2 commands: give me your license, don't go for your gun.
I get it.
They're commands that contradict each other, and he shoots him. Within a matter of seconds,
he's dead.
After Philando Castile even says, I have a gun on me, I'm not going for my gun.
Which he's legally entitled to do. He has to. He basically, according
he did
to
the
law,
right thing.
Yes.
I don't even know if it's a question of law. I think it's just if you have a permit, you're supposed to disclose it to a police officer. But he told him he had the gun.
And that's what I'm saying, yes.
Yeah.
And he was legal.
Yes,
100%.
He was legally required to carry a gun. And just some background on the cop story. The cop story changed from the beginning of the case to what we saw in the video. Mm-hmm. He made it sound like he went to the car. Castile told him he had a gun, and he reached for something that looked black, and he shot him. But if you see in the video, Castile handed him an insurance card. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then told him, I have to tell you I have a firearm on me.
From the cell phone or from the dash cam?
The dash cam.
Okay.
The dash cam we just saw.
That's what I'm asking.
Like I said, it just came out today, so I don't have that video to show everybody. But just watching that dash cam footage, I don't understand how he got off of the manslaughter charge. I don't. And in fact, he takes his gun and he sticks his hand with his pistol into the cabin and starts shooting him, putting the child's life at risk, the passenger at risk. His own partner, if you look at it, is at risk because his partner's on the opposite end of the car.
And could have been shot just as easily.
And I'm going to put it out there right now. No, I don't think this was a racist cop. I think this was an incompetent cop that
I'll buy
shouldn't
it.
be a cop.
I'll buy it.
And his department fired him.
Mm-hmm.
Gets off of the manslaughter charge. They say he acted appropriately.
I've listened to the video. I've not seen it. We've talked about this on more than one occasion, and I've watched the cell phone video, which when we first
that
covered
video was
this,
after the
Right.
fact. The dash cam is so revealing, in my opinion.
right? And when we first watched, and I think it was a year ago or so, collectively, the three of us watched that video, and we were like, how? Why? I mean, what the fuck? The cop, no offense to cops. I like the cops. I'm a fan. But, this guy had an itchy trigger finger. He was
nervous
not
as fuck.
fit. He was not fit
No.
to do the job.
Should have never been given that gun.
And now we're in a situation where he walks on manslaughter charges when both videos clearly show that this officer was clearly acting beyond the realms of his job. I'm sickened. I'm absolutely I'm flabbergasted. My heart's on the floor, especially after listening to when we played the video before we went hot and you and I were talking about it. To hear those 7 shots, count that with me.
Shot in the car 7 times.
7 times. Shoot somebody once. Don't they say a warning shot? 7 times. He wasn't breaking the law. He wasn't a threat to this officer. 7 times.
Now, this is just my opinion. Obviously, I haven't worked the job. If somebody who wants to shoot you is not going to tell you that they have a gun on them.
No, they're not.
Okay? And let's say Philando Castile was going for the gun. His partner's on the other side. Okay? Anybody who pull a gun on that officer is dead.
Yeah.
Okay? Everybody in the car is dead because the partner's going to start lighting that person up. I'm sorry. There's got to be such a thing as common sense in law enforcement, and no common sense in law enforcement was practiced that day.
Not in the least.
And here's the thing that drives me nuts, because the narrative is going to get twisted around by Black Lives Matter
Or statists.
It doesn't matter. There's always going to be someone that's going to be like, oh, he can't take that chance. I'm like, well, fuck, man. If everybody's life is forfeit, it's what I've been saying. Nobody's lives matter.
It's unfortunate, but that's correct.
And here's the thing. Cops have this thing called qualifying immunity, which gives them certain immunity against things because they fear that without that immunity, cops won't do their job effectively. I'm sorry. Qualifying immunity's got to go. Because here's the thing. Here's the situation. Let's say you shoot somebody, okay, and you say it was in self-defense. You, as the average citizen, have to prove that your life was actually in danger.
Correct.
A police officer only has to prove I felt threatened.
We'll go back. I watched a documentary last night about the Cheshire murders, the home invasion from 2007. Dr. William Pettit and his wife and 2 daughters. The wife and 2 daughters are dead. He's alive. The home invaders are sentenced to death. Of course, the jackasses that run the state of Connecticut abolish the death penalty. These guys deserve to die. If Dr. Pettit, before or after the 2 girls and the wife were killed, shot these guys, it's not the guys. It's not the guys who invaded the home, set the fire, raped the 2 girls and the wife. It's not them that's on trial. It's now Dr. Pettit. I call bullshit. I'm not even going to hit the button. It's too much of a sore subject for me, for this state, for anybody who followed this story at People Magazine or CNN or what have you. It's wrong that Dr. Pettit would have done, if he had a gun in his hand and shot Stephen Hayes and Joshua Komisarjevsky, he's on trial now.
Right.
Not the guys who broke into the house. It goes back to a Wendy's burglar about 15 years ago. Guy tries to break into a Wendy's, falls through the skylight, breaks his back. What does he do? He sues Wendy's. And he wins. You're breaking in the court documents. I was breaking into Wendy's. I fell through the skylight, fell on a thing, broke my back. $30 million. He won.
Yeah.
Because that's the world we live in. We don't hold the right people accountable, and when the people who need to be held accountable aren't held accountable, they continue with their bullshit.
This is the thing, too. There's a difference between criminal and civil. So, yeah, he might have...
You're breaking into some place and you break your back. Fuck you, thank you, bye.
But here's the thing, though. O.J. Simpson, not guilty of murder, loses the civil case.
True. There's a burden of proof for wrongful death.
There's a huge difference. Huge difference between civil and criminal. So that's... I hope this family sues that cop.
I do, too.
Because they'll win. There is talk of federal charges being filed. I don't like when the federal government gets involved in anything, but there's talk of federal charges being involved, saying that the cop violated the rights of Philando Castile.
I want you to share the video on our page for people to see.
No, I can share the video. It just came out today. So.
Yeah, and I want you guys to see just how absolutely fucking pathetic it is that this guy walked. Mm-hmm. It's just garbage.
Well, look at the cop that shot Walter Scott in the back. Mistrial.
Yeah.
Because there was there's a rumor that one of the jurors was complaining that they were hungry, so they just said not guilty to hang the jury and leave him. I don't know if that's true, but there's video of the guy shooting him in the back and then dropping a taser next to him to set him up, and he's not guilty.
Ugh.
And it's what I've been saying before. It's like it's not necessarily individual police officers I have a problem with. It's the culture of policing. It's this blind faith that just because somebody has a uniform on,
that they're doing the right thing.
That they're doing the right thing, or they're above human error.
Or it sounds like what I've said, not every cop is an asshole.
Every cop,
but every asshole's a cop.
Well, and like I said, I stick with the 80-20 rule. 80% of them are normal people. 20% of them are the superhuman heroes that we love.
You can fight us all you want on this, statists or whatever faction you belong to. It's one thing to back the blue. It's another thing to blindly back the blue. And that's something we don't do here. We don't blindly back the blue. There are cops out there who are trigger happy or nervous in this case, or just, I'm going to throw my dick out and make everything look wonderful, and when I shoot somebody, it's all going to be good at the end. No, it's not. Open your eyes. See the world for what it is. See the people for what they are. See the cops, in certain cases, for what they are.
Hey, it's like George Carlin says, like people, he says about politicians, but you can say the same thing with cops. They come from the public. Garbage in, garbage out, man. Basically. This is the best we have to work with, and I'm not denying that their job is difficult, this, that, and the other thing, and the law is part of the problem. Like break it down. Philando Castile is dead for a taillight.
Yeah.
Eric Garner is dead for selling untaxed cigarettes.
Yeah.
Tamir Rice dead for playing with a toy gun. Okay, yeah. And this is the thing that most people who blindly support the police never want to stop and look at. Like, oh, they shouldn't have resisted. Well, what were they being arrested for to begin with? Let's look at that.
Mm-hmm.
That's our fault, and I'll include me. It's our fault for allowing the state to have that kind of power.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Sandra Bland, she killed herself, but she's dead for a traffic stop. We really need to take a hard look at if this is really that important.
Agreed. 100%.
That's my rant. End rant. On a positive note, Sheriff David Clark, who I think is a fascist fucktard,
not unlike President Fuckknuckle, but go ahead,
is not going to be head of Homeland Security or whatever the fuck he was going to be a part of.
Good.
Who is being investigated because people died in his jail.
Good.
But hey, whatever.
Now,
stop telling me. Here's the thing. Stop telling me X lives matter. Make your life matter.
Right.
Period.
It's you know what? Maybe you think. I don't know where we're at on time, and I don't care. I'm gonna hit this little button right here.
We got time.
Oh, we got some time. I had a little something. I told you I'd wait, so give me a second. I'm gonna turn these this way. Talk to him, Ed.
Well, guys, got something planned for you on the Loki and Jabroni website. Not saying what it is yet, but sign up for the mailing list. I'll be sending out a mailer. For those of you on Facebook, I will be notifying you on Facebook, but I think you're going to like it. And now, the fake news.
All right, fake news right here. Oh, did I hear Cletus somewhere?
Oh, fucking Cletus, man. He's crazy.
Somewhere in the last, I don't know how many months, I watch people pour their lives on Facebook. Okay? And if you want to pour your life on Facebook, you know what? That's your gig. Because anybody who has one of these little phones in their hand, and I'm going to guess 90% of you access Facebook through this little device. Ed, where do you access Facebook?
My phone, my
Through your
laptop,
phone.
my computer.
Okay, so multiple.
Sometimes I reach down the throats of my enemies and yank it out of them.
Awesome. I watch people, good, bad, or indifferent, live their lives through Facebook. And I don't say word fucking one until it affects me. So when I do it, a lot of people have this narcissistic belief that I'm talking about them. I rarely mention name. So we're going to have a little lesson here today about internet etiquette, if you will. Internet etiquette. If you think I've got a problem with you, chances are you have this. Pick it up. Talk to me. I'm not a hard guy to find. If you think recently, and I'll just throw this out here, I made a comment about family recently, and somebody made a cross comment from my family, and it wasn't about them. But if they want to know, it was about a family member who is a cousin who basically ditched her husband of 24 years and her soulmate, as she said way back when, of 28 years, and is now parading around town with her new guy, and left her husband and their 17-year-old son just basically, fuck you, I'm out. That's what I was saying. But some of the narcissistic fucks want to say that, oh, you want to say this about us, fuck you, and fuck this, and fuck that. And there's others that say the same. Yet, Ed can very much attest to this, and if Loki were here, he'd do the same. Unfortunately, as we mentioned earlier, Loki's under the weather. He can't be here, but he's got all the information just as well. People like to keep my name in their mouth. Well, here's the thing. What I saw today, Ed, you were there, and I was told to keep their name out of my mouth. Well, keep mine out of yours. Let's employ some internet etiquette. All right? Because anything I have to say can be said eye to eye. And for the people that are feeding you your information, maybe they should look in the mirror. Because I don't shy away from anything. In fact, let me show you real quick how much I don't shy away from shit. I have nothing to be afraid of from you. Or from the person that called me out yesterday, or from the people who think I'm talking about them. When I'm talking about you, you son of a bitch, you'll know it. And if you think for 1 minute that your little playground antics on my page and his page and Michael's page that we told you before is not your fucking playground, let me tell you a little something. If you think that's the info, you're wrong. So let me tell you this, jackass. You want to know the truth? You're going to find yourself by yourself before you know it. Internet etiquette. If you want to keep your name out of my mouth, you better wash the fuck out of yours. Because my name's been all up in your mouth. And it's been in your fiance's mouth, too. My name's Chris Burns, and that's my opinion. Ed, you can take it over. Done.
Where's Lady J?
I don't know. Couple comments. Drew said, if they needed something, you'd be the first one they run to. Of course they would. People take blanket statements and make or assume it's about them and take it personal. Of course they do. Adam Crandall just liked the show. That's my friend from Canada. Thanks, Adam. Much appreciated. We have a top 10 list. Unfortunately, Loki can't be with us today. So we are looking for the one and only beautiful, talented, next Saturday night, July 1st, birthday girl. Cancer of all cancers.
That's for sure.
She is Here, we're gonna remove this.
Better remove
She
Bob
is
too.
a fantastic, wonderful human being. Adam, I just gave you a shout out, so thank you, my Canadian brother. Fuck Jimmy Johnson. Taking over for
Hey,
Bob
now.
Backlund. First of all, this better not suck. And second,
Actually, I think it's going to be perfect considering everything that was just said in like the last 30 minutes. And I didn't even plan that.
All
wow,
right,
30 minutes is Philando Castillo. I'm just running it back in my head. Go ahead.
I'm rolling it.
Ladies
Hey.
and gentlemen, this week, roll that beautiful bean footage.
Ladies and gentlemen, bringing your top 10, Girl Loki.
Oh my God, I can't believe this. This is the first time in Loki and Jabroni history that someone other than Loki and Jabroni is bringing you the top 10.
I did one before.
But that was like a sidebar to the other one. But this is the first week ever that one of us hasn't brought you
It's the
top
first
10.
time on a Tuesday that somebody other than one of us three has done a top 10.
That's true. Oh, well, I'll buy that.
We'll go with
So-
that.
We'll
Go
with
ahead.
that.
All right, so my top 10 list is top 10 reasons the time before internet and cell phones was better.
Ooh, I'm
Ooh.
liking it already.
I've been
hey-
like thinking about this like recently.
Can I
just-
ask you-
We have
So
some
much better.
millennial fans. I think I should hit the trigger.
Oh, hit
Yes,
it,
you
hit
should
it.
hit trigger.
it.
All right, here it comes.
This is my favorite part of the show. I can't get enough of this stuff. And you did it. It's not me this time.
No, seriously, I've been thinking about that lately. I'm watching these people walking around with their cell phones in one hand, eating in the other, and they're walking through a mall. I'm like, could you probably sit down for some of those? Like, possibly, you
Sure.
know? So, okay, my top 10 list, like I said, is the time before internet and cell phones was better. So 10,
Even before AOL,
even before AOL. I'm going way back.
I think I need to leave.
I know, seriously. I might confuse you in a minute here.
You got mail.
All right, so number 10. Nobody knew what you had for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Nice.
No, but if you smell your hand, you can tell.
That's gross. Number 9. No one was butthurt if you didn't say you liked their new vacation pics.
Nice.
Seriously.
People get upset about that?
You whip out, oh my God, you didn't like my photo? You didn't like my post? Why didn't you like my post? Are you mad at me? Oh my God, you liked her post. You must want her.
In my defense, if I don't like your post, it's because you're wearing too many clothes.
It's probably true. All right. Number 8. You didn't walk into random things because your face wasn't in a phone.
Nice.
I did it without a phone.
Number 7. Hanging up on people was dramatic and awesome.
It sounded good, too.
I hate you. Bang. Yeah. Now it's nobody can hear what I'm doing.
Oh, yeah, dude. If your girl started yelling at you and you're like you were in high school, you'd be like, click.
And you couldn't tell people, "Oh, I lost the connection."
And then
You
you
know?
knew they were calling right back. Click.
Right?
Click, yeah. And all of a sudden the phone's off and all you hear is the busy signal. And then people went and got fucking call waiting
God damn it.
and voicemail.
Fucking progress.
Damn it.
Right?
Making us all lazy and shit. All right, so let's see. Number 6. No one knew if you got their message or if you were home.
Ooh.
Plausible
Because even if you
deniability.
called them and they didn't answer, there was no way of knowing, are they really home or are they just screening my phone call? You know, and let the answer machine pick it up, see who it is.
Oh,
and
my
decide
dad
who
shut
you
the
want, if
ringers
you
off
want to
on
pick
his
it up.
phone.
Yep, that
He
one
would shut
too.
he would just shut the ringers off because he didn't take calls from anybody. If they wanted to talk, they'd leave a message.
All right, number 5. You didn't have to check in everywhere you went.
Nice.
I'm serious. Nobody needs to know that you have gone to the bathroom.
'Cause that was a
And now you're
conversation
in the
topic.
kitchen. Exactly.
That was a conversation topic when you met your friends. Guess where I went yesterday? Where?
I know. Now you have
The
nothing.
Crystal Mall.
Wow.
There is nothing to talk about now.
No.
Right?
You could literally walk from store to store at the Crystal Mall, checking in at every store. They will know the entire map that you have taken in the Crystal Mall and probably what you've eaten, drinking, and who you've talking to because you're on Facebook telling everybody about it.
Exactly.
In Jabroni's case, he's live streaming it.
There is no
Yeah,
mystery
sometimes
anymore.
I am.
There is no mystery anymore in anything. Everything is so over publicized and overshared that everybody knows everything. Like I even go to sometimes I do it, and I go to tell somebody something. They're like, "Yeah, I know. I saw on Facebook," and I'm like, I can't even talk to people anymore because they've already seen what I've had to say on Facebook.
Although I do have a complaint. Your Snapchat game is not up to par.
I'm sorry, I've been busy.
You've been slacking.
Yeah. All right. Number 4. Pictures were natural, no filters. So if that was a bad picture, you had to live with it. There was no reprint. There was no redo. There was you go out and buy an entire another roll of film if you want another pic. And you legit like take 25 pics in one roll of film to get that one good picture.
Actually, honestly, true story. Having dated a couple people who are professional photographers, there was always altering of pictures. It was just a lot more complicated back then.
Yeah, it was good done by professionals, not every Tom, Dick, and Harry with a cell phone.
Exactly. It used to be like that. Used to be like a 6-figure job right there to airbrush.
It's like
photos.
why, honestly, photographers literally are running out of jobs because of everyone with their damn camera phone.
Yes.
You
now,
know,
although like I had some,
like what's the point? We can all do filters.
If you go to my author page, I got professional shots done for my friend Kimmy, and she did the Photoshop and everything. They come out beautiful. Nothing, even with Instagram and all that crap, nothing compares to having real professional work done. I'm telling you right now.
Oh yeah.
Telling you right now.
But nobody will go out and do it because it costs money, and this you can do for free.
Right. Exactly.
All right. Number 3, you didn't have to worry about screenshots.
Ooh, I got a couple screenshots. Do you have
I think
screenshots?
I think everybody has screenshots.
Yeah, probably.
All right.
I had a couple demands for a screenshot today.
I bet you did.
Number 2,
no.
you
Good.
could lie about anything, and there wasn't any digital proof.
That's a good point.
It's true.
Unless, of course, it was a VHS video recording. And then
I have some VHS video recordings.
if somebody did not have that VHS, you were in the clear.
Pamela Anderson, we're talking about you.
Hell yeah.
Right?
And
You got to admit, though, sex tapes have gotten better.
my number 1 all-time top 10 reason that time before internet and phones was better, MTV still had music videos.
Amen.
Oh, I can't.
Amen.
For real though. I mean, I don't think I could even find a video on there if I tried.
On MTV?
Well, there's things
On
like
MTV.
things like Vimeo and stuff killed that. Like YouTube
Well,
killed
then
just
it.
again-
think about it. You literally get everything on demand now. Everything is on demand. This
Right.
instant gratification world that we
Remember,
live
like,
in.
you get your parents' permission. They let you call Total Request Live, and you'd hope to
Oh
God
my
they
God.
Or
play
the
your
radio,
video.
or the radio,
Exactly.
just to hear a song or to win a contest. Like I won what was it, Janet Jackson CD off of Q105.
What year?
For naming back the top 8 at 8.
What year?
I remember.
92.
Wasn't me.
It was when her again CD came out.
You know what? That was a
and-
cool thing. Here's the thing.
I actually had to send my dad to go pick it up.
Growing up in Norwich, like, not to cut you off, but like one thing that was cool about the little nightclubs they tried opening up in Norwich and shit is they'd always have the radio stations come over and they'd have all these giveaways and they'd be like, hey, you want a CD, you want a shirt, you want a... That was awesome. I miss that. It doesn't really happen that much anymore. Radio used to be the shit. Now it's like it's all this like pre-recorded digital content.
Honestly,
that
I still listen.
people
Oh, why are you
download.
stopping?
I listen to the radio in the car every morning. Honestly, I do.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly talk radio, and every time I do listen to the radio, it's the same songs that I listened to earlier that day. And then if I have to listen to Drake Controlla one more time, I think I might shoot myself in the face.
Why?
I hate that song. Controlla.
I don't like Drake.
Dude, you sound depressed.
I can't stand Drake.
Get a fucking drink.
I hate that. I hate that lazy rapping. I hate that falsetto singing. I can't
Although
stand Drake.
the time Madonna kissed him and he almost threw up in her face, that was pretty funny.
Yeah, you know he liked it.
He was like,
Fuck, I'd let Madonna kiss me. Shit, it's fucking Madonna. Like, I let her do a lot of things to me just because it's Madonna.
well, what if she had, some bagels and lox right before that?
I don't give a fuck.
Right?
Good enough for Vanilla Ice, good enough for me.
Agreed.
Ew.
To an extent. That was a fantastic list. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I thought y'all would
No
appreciate that
runner-ups?
one.
You gotta have a
Yeah,
runner-up.
you got to have a runner-up.
Oh, my runner-up. All right, runner-up bonus. there is no proof that you wore those spandex.
Ooh.
That's
And
not,
I'm talking about you, Jabroni.
Thank
That's
you,
not-
because I did. I own that.
I was going to
shit.
say that's not entirely true. I think my mom has home videos, and Mike wore spandex all the time.
Why am I not surprised?
So if I can find those old Great Skate videos,
Mike in spandex on roller skates.
Does that exist?
I want to see this.
Same here. Same
it
here.
just might.
Probably for different reasons than you do.
No, I just want
Mama
to see the
San,
hilarity
Mama San
of
is
it.
currently moving, getting her new house ready. I'll see if those videos still exist.
That would be hilarious.
Please do not make fun of my hair.
Will not, because I had some.
But now that
pretty
you warned
fucked up
me, I
hair
have
back in
to.
the
My
day.
spiny little fucking hair.
Now that you warned me, I have to.
Hey, motherfucker's got some thick hair. What I gotta say, you know?
No, dude, I had some pretty
That's what
bad
he
mullets
said.
back in the day.
I never had a mullet.
No, I did.
couldn't
and
Mike
I-
did.
Yeah, I know
Mike
he did.
did.
Trust me, I know. I
That
couldn't
black
stand
curly
the
mullet.
I couldn't stand the mullet, but hey, my barber tried though. He tried. All right, so we ready to wrap this up?
Yeah.
Any
real
final
quick.
thoughts?
Where do I want to start? It was a great episode. Thank you to Bill Starkey. Thank
Bill's
you to,
great. Bill's no longer a guest. He's now
No,
a
he's
guest co-host.
Pretty much.
Guest co-host Bill Starkey.
Anyone that can find some pretty cool celebrity guests like we have, twice with Nathan Hunt, twice with Gary Wolf. Now, what is this, like 16, 18 times with Bill Starkey?
I don't think it's that many, but
No, but I obviously.
they have been the best episodes ever.
Oh, the Bill
So,
Starkey
yeah.
ones have gone through the roof.
Because not to cut you off, not just because of the Kiss Army, he's just a great guy.
yeah,
Like he is awesome to talk to about anything.
sure.
So yeah,
absolutely.
I like when Bill chimes in.
If I knew anything about college basketball, I'd call him when the Hoosiers, if the Hoosiers ever made it to the Final Four, he'd be a great guy to talk to.
Yeah, I want to get him in on more like Mystery Science 3000,
Yeah, that'd be
Mystery
good.
Science 3000 or
If
whatever.
we could get Wanted Dead or Alive or Runaway on that screen,
We'll
he'd
get
be
some-
the guy.
Runaway. I love Runaway.
That was a great movie.
I'm sorry, I love that movie.
Fun.
Yeah, I have no idea what you're talking
It's
about.
fantastic.
You know, you just don't
I
believe.
want you, when we go off the air, look up Runaway on your Google machine, the movie, and you'll know.
Come on, Tom
You'll just
Selleck.
know. Tom Selleck, Cynthia Rhodes from Dirty Dancing, Gene Simmons. I can't remember the black guy. He's in every movie, but in the 80s he was in every movie. I can't remember his name.
Wesley Snipes?
No, not Robert Guillaume, but the other black guy.
Fuck, man.
Damn, I'm going to get
The
his
other
name.
black guy.
He was the other black guy.
Wow.
I'm just, I don't know.
It's all right. All in all, it's
He's going to Google on his gimmick machine the other black guy.
all
No.
in all, it's just another.
in
The
Sorry.
brick
other
in
black
wall.
guy in the 80s.
I'm answering some critics. Hold on, let me just you talk amongst yourselves.
Why don't you fight after? And we'll wrap this shit up.
Yeah,
Nope.
we're wrapping this shit up because I got to start packing up soon. But thanks for joining me and Jabroni and what little we had of Loki. He gave
And,
us a great intro,
he
best
did.
intro of all time.
That was fantastic. We'll be
Hope
back
he gets
next
well
Monday.
soon.
Yes. Thank you for your top 10 list.
My pleasure.
Thank all of you for continuing to stick up for us, and we want you to donate to the Gage Stevens GoFundMe at the top of the Loki and Jabroni Show Facebook page. Please help this little guy out. 6 months old. He's got a long road ahead of him. Help this little boy achieve the life that he deserves.
Also, I wanted to say I have donated my birthday to the Wounded Warrior Project.
Amen.
And the link to do so is on the Loki and Jabroni Show as well as the Viking Entertainment Show page, Facebook pages. All you do is click to donate. I set a small cap. That way it's not something tremendous for everyone. But I donated my birthday to them. So
Well,
if we could just, even if you donated $1, the Wounded Warriors Project is a very, very honorable cause.
So that's the thing. A lot of people think they got to donate large sums of money sometimes. Just donate $1. Share the links to these great programs. That's worth its weight in gold.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And because I'm a cash-only business, on that day, I'm going to hand you a bill. I don't know what kind of bill, but I'm going to hand you a bill. You put that toward
I
the
will.
thing because people help people.
Absolutely.
and you love what we're doing, go on www.lokiandjabroni.com. Find out a way how you can support the show, either through donation or shopping at some great companies that we got lined up for you.
Egyptian sheets.
Oh, Egyptian sheets. That's the best.
Overstock sheets.
Egyptian cotton sheets.
Real quick, because we just talked about Gage's health issue. What is the one with? Was it Health Tech?
Oh, Health Tap. Health Tap is basically an online resource for people who need consultation from doctors or referrals, that kind of thing, without having to schedule appointments and everything. It's got a bunch of different resources. Definitely check that out. Sign it up, because we know a lot of people with some regular issues, and I know right now healthcare is a thing. So it's there. Go on the website. I'll have more details after I update the website. Right now, I've been working on a project. That project's going to be huge. Huge. It's going to be bigly. It's going to be.
You can't do that.
It's going to be small hands, but bigly, biggest of all time, of any bigly thing in history.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Have a good night, folks.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. We love you. See you on Monday.
Peace out.